Ladies and gentlemen, everything in between, hello, welcome to the channel. Today we'll be checking out the top most influential British musicians, British artists, British rock gods in all of history. So obviously we're gonna see probably Freddie Mercury, we're probably gonna see David Bowie, the people from the Beatles, John Lennon. Y'all have given us a lot. You've given us Adele, you've given us Stormzy. When it comes to music, there's nothing you can do wrong, especially with Simon Cowell on your team. But anyways, let's get into the video. Subscribe if you're new here. What other content you want to see? Let me know by commenting down below. Give the video a big thumbs up because it really helps it and engages with YouTube or whatever. So yeah, here we go. Most influential
These artists are known for their groundbreaking songs, standout style, and
Oasis!
Welcome to Watch Mojo UK, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 most influential British musicians.
The guitar. Oh! Again, a classic. That's a classic.
Before we begin, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe for more great content.
Subscribe here too, bud.
For this list, we'll be looking at British musicians who significantly shaped not only music, but general society and culture.
I haven't heard that one.
Number 10.
The Clash.
Emerging from the first wave of the London punk scene,
Sorry, this is kind of a side note, but if you're a police officer coming up to me telling me, hey, pull your car over, and you got that big old tin thing on your head, I'm not listening to you. I'm going to knock it off.
Emerging from the first wave of the London punk scene in 1976, The Clash helped define the early punk genre. Confrontational tracks such as White Riot and London Calling shocked the status quo and demanded to be played.
They're kind of gritty, The Clash.
Mixing reggae, ska and funk, the band's style evolved with each LP. Styling himself as a punk rock warlord, Joe Strummer and his bandmates paved the way for countless others, both in Britain and around the world.
What is Asadi doing? So The Clash seems like they're a group that will have like hidden symbols and messages, kind of just like the entire genre of Britpop, but they've put like a rock and grittiness to it. Like you just saw the random Saudi guy, you saw a soldier, which I feel like there's some meaning behind a lot of the imagery here. It's not just like randomness.
Number 9, Kate Bush. Breaking onto the scene in 1978 at only 19 years old, Kate Bush liberated British music for female singers.
At 19?
She was the first British female artist to top the UK album charts, and singers such as Florence Welch and Bjork have since claimed that Bush is an inspiration for their own music.
Hey! I'm gonna make sure she's still alive, because if not, I'll be sad. Kate Bush. Alive, 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 alive! She's alive, yeah. Nice. Nice. She was born in 1958. Cool. But she's still alive, that's all that matters.
Writing and producing her own material, she
Nice.
took risks to create playful but emotive songs that freed female creativity. Who else could have turned Emily Bronte's gothic romance into a weird and wonderful #1 hit? She is one of a kind.
Fleetwood Mac, kinda. I like Kate Bush.
Number 8, The Smiths.
His voice is nice. I was kind of concerned about the peacock hair, but his voice kind of made me forget it.
Although they were only together for 5 years, The Smiths certainly made an impact, with records which tapped into teenage angst like no other, offering an alternative sound to the mainstream pop of the 80s.
The 80s? Oh.
Frontman Morrissey carved out a successful solo career after the breakup of the band, but it's his work with the Smiths that still supplies a soundtrack for generations. The Killers and Belle and Sebastian are some of the many bands that owe these guys a pint or two for their pioneering indie rock.
A pint or two? He's a hot fellow. First of all, you guys know whenever we do these rock reactions, I always say, I like the guys who like, what do you call it? Teeter the line of masculinity and femininity and just combine them together. So from his bare chest, the pearls, the baby blue, it was very saucy. Look at him! I still hate his hair though.
Number 7.
Oasis! Yeah! Oh, freaking freak.
The global reach of this Manchester band surprised many, but not themselves. And their rise to the top was unprecedented.
They're so weird
By
that they're good.
1996, Oasis were breaking records, playing in front of 250,000 fans across 2 nights at Nebworth.
I'm about to say something that's going to be controversial, so get ready to get your typing fingers to attack the keyboard. Before I really dove into the rock reactions, I always said, how can you compare Oasis to the Beatles? Now, get ready, hold on. I would go as far as to say now that possibly Oasis may be even better than the Beatles. Because sure, the Beatles were monumental and paved the way for so many different artists, including the Beatles, and so many different genres and sounds. They introduced so much the music genre. But I think that whenever it comes to the sounds that you compare the Beatles and Oasis, I think that Oasis has mastered it that much more than them. Like, they are very consistent, and they've perfected their sound, which is a sound that is often compared to the Beatles. But I feel like Oasis does it better than the Beatles. So if you're going to be better than the Beatles at anything, it's definitely this, like, more, what do you even call it? Like it's not like thrasher rock. Whatever genre of rock Oasis is, they do it better than the Beatles, because they perfected it. Every song is consistently good. I feel bad for saying it, but it's the truth.
Their media battle with fellow Britpop outfit Blair made evening news, while the often fraught relationship between the Gallagher brothers
Did she
added
poison
another
somebody?
dynamic. The band split in 2009, but constant hype for a potential reunion has kept songs like Wonderwall, Slide Away, and Don't Look Back in Anger on or speak.
Freaking Wonderwall and Don't Look Back in Anger. Bops. Would I say that those two songs are better than the entire discography of the Beatles? No, I would not go that far. But I would say, if you're doing a this for that and trying to do a battle comparison, Oasis holds their own, for sure.
Because these tracks will surely live forever.
Yeah. What
Number
the
6, Pink Floyd.
Still need to dive more into Pink Floyd, but they're the ones who are always definitely having a message behind their videos. Like, that man was just lying on the floor. He's not just taking a nap, buddy. It's probably representing war crimes or trigger warning, suicide. You know, that kind of thing. They always have a message, Pink Floyd. Don't know what the message is, but it's there.
Best known for their massively successful seminal rock album, The Dark Side of the Moon, Pink Floyd continually subverted genres throughout their time at the forefront of British
And
music.
Vietnam now.
Selling over 45 million copies, the band's 8th and most famous album would stay in the US chart for an incredible 14 years. Floyd's progressive, psychedelic, experimental...
He's old. Ooh. There's something respectable, though, about these bands who have been around for decades. But at the same time, I'm like, sir, aren't you tired? I'd be tired. I'd want to retire and go to an old people's home and just enjoy the beach, enjoy chess or something. Homie's still out here rocking, though. And didn't we lose the Vietnam War? So I feel like all the protests made sense. Because they could profess the future. We lost.
Sound and legendary live shows rightfully earned them a spot in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1996.
Weird as fuck!
Number 5, Queen.
Freddie doesn't look like himself, though. Is that even Freddie? This doesn't look like Freddie.
Icons of British rock, Queen have sold up to 300 million records worldwide, and with the likes of Kurt Cobain citing them as one of his earliest influences and Lady Gaga basing her stage name on a Queen hit, the band boasts a lasting and wide-reaching impact.
Look at the hair! My gosh! What conditioner were y'all using back then? Literally, everybody had long hair, and it was full. It wasn't like that greasy, where it's like balding at the top and they're trying to have a mullet alopecia style. No, it was full and fluffy and voluminous. What products were y'all using back then?
Bohemian Rhapsody was number 1 in the UK singles charts for 9 weeks. The band became a definitive stadium rock act, and the We Will Rock You musical proved a massive global success.
I can't stand y'all for a lot of stuff, British people. From the way you pronounce your words, the way you say garage, to your food. Your breakfast is not breakfast. But aside from all that, you gave us queen. You gave the world queen. So therefore, you'll always be on top. As much as I hate to admit it.
They weren't lying when they said they were the champions.
They're the best band in all of eternity. Queen. Ozzy Osbourne?
Black Sabbath.
Dun, dun, dun. These chords.
Black Sabbath were heavy metal pioneers when they set up shop in 1968. Led by Ozzy Osbourne's distinguished and
Ozzy Osbourne, I knew it. See, I'm learning a lot through this series. I know I sound very ignorant most of the time, or I don't know nothing. But bitch, I'm learning stuff, so shut up.
Up in 1968. Led by Ozzy Osbourne's distinguished and distorted vocals, the group created their own unique sound, establishing a brand of hardcore rock which spared on the likes of Metallica, Motorhead, and Iron Maiden.
Look at his pants. And also, Ozzy just has, like, it sounds like it's an echo. Like, it's like if you have mental illness and you have, like, an insomnia demon or something, or you're hearing voices, that's what this song kind of sounds like to me. Like, harrowing, I don't know what word I'm trying to say, but it's like a back thought, a back voice that is just echoing through your mind. I really like it, but it's also very haunting. That's Ozzy?
Selling in excess of 14 million records and playing to sell-out crowds well into the 21st century, Black Sabbath are still setting the gold standard in metal.
Damn. Okay, before I judge it, I would need to listen to the entire song, because I did peep the question marks. They're not saying it. The Christian in me just ignited. 13? This is old.
Number 3, the Rolling Stones.
How long have they been around?
Consistently labelled as one of the world's greatest rock and roll bands, the Rolling Stones shook up the 60s like no one else.
The 60s?
The group's rough rock sound saw them stand out amongst the peace and love, giving a voice to a generation of young rebels.
This is going back to what I said about, like, the older generation still making music. But the thing I admire about the Rolling Stones is, like, yeah, they're a rock band, but now whenever I think of the Rolling Stones, I think of the Rolling Stones magazine. Now, that may just be because of my age, but it's cool how they were able to continue their brand and, like, change with the times, I guess. Like, they are still prevalent, whether it be through music or their distribution companies and stuff. They were able to manage themselves throughout decades, and I think that is really, really commendable. Because especially in, like, the Hollywood or whatever, you're there and then you're gone. But no, they've been around for forever. Look at his outfit.
With the band's iconic logo printed on every type of merchandise, and with Mick Jagger remaining
the lips,
a
right?
prominent
And
and
the tongue?
recognizable figure across the world, it's clear that the Stones' influence isn't likely to let up anytime soon.
Some girls live in Texas. Hello, I am one of them. Don't know what the 78 is for, though. But shout out to the Texas girls.
His influence isn't likely to let up anytime soon.
He has nice lips. Oh, he's about to get saucy.
David Bowie.
David freaking Bowie. This list is amazing.
Constantly reinventing himself and his music and producing
Rest in peace,
hits until
David
his death
Bowie.
in 2016, David Bowie inspired generations of fans. Proving that it's okay to be yourself, his original style and fresh approach to sexual identity paved the way for a broad spectrum of artists, from Boy George to Marilyn Manson.
That's cool. Because throughout this video, they've named names like Lady Gaga, getting inspired by... Was it Oasis? No, inspired by Queen. Now they just named the weird guy who sings "I want to hold you close and pressed against me tight." He has one blue eye and then like one black eye. They're contacts though. But all these people have influenced generations in the modern music. Basically, is the point I'm trying to make.
Creating Ziggy Stardust and other personas,
Ziggy!
while also branching out into film and TV, he's remembered as a cultural icon, an instigator of change, and a standout performer.
But you have to also commend him for doing that shit back in, like, whenever he was around. Because, like, nowadays, it's, yeah, we're all woke and we're supposed to express ourselves and be who you are. But back then, that's not what, like, the people were preaching. Back then, it was you conform to society and you fit in. But these people who, like, went out of their way to stand out, like, that's just very respectable to me.
Number 1,
The Beatles. Deep down. Copyright!
Paul, George and Ringo, the Fab Four, and probably the most influential band of all time.
They're all dead, right? So, question, serious question. This John Lennon guy, I believe his name is John Lennon. He performed at the Olympics. What group was he in? Was he even in a group? Because I always thought he was a Beatle, but I guess he's not a Beatle. Hey Jude, that's the Beatles. John Lennon. Let's just do a quick Google. John Lennon. No, this isn't the guy I'm talking about. Elton John is who I'm talking about. Who? What band was he in? That's who I'm talking about. Elton John. Sir. Sir Elton John. English singer, pianist, blah, blah, blah. Was he in a band, though? Ugh, I don't know. Someone let me know. Why is Elton John important? Like, what was he doing? Let me know.
Redefining pop music in the 60s, these lads from Liverpool caught global imagination as they spearheaded youth culture.
So they have the Cockney.
From their famously fashionable look to their historic live shows, Beatlemania was an international obsession. Competing with the likes of The Who and The Kinks, the Beatles...
No, they weren't competing with anybody. Disrespect. Maybe Oasis? No, Oasis was competing with the Beatles. They were trying to keep up with the Beatles. Sure, they got probably close, but the Beatles are the Beatles. And also, you know a group is iconic when they have hits that you didn't even know were theirs. Hello, like you hear this song in commercials, but I didn't know it was the Beatles. The Beatles are one of one, boy.
The Beatles rode the wave until their breakup in 1970, and their popularity has...
Why'd they break up?
In 2000, a greatest hits compilation became the fastest selling album ever, more than 30 years after the band's original success.
And who killed John Lennon?
Do you agree with our picks?
Whenever we do videos like this, it just puts into perspective again how influential y'all have been to freaking music. And, you know, we can't stand you for everything else, but when it comes to music, we'll listen to you for that. Hope you enjoyed the video. Give it a like if you did. I'll see you in the next one.